Hello everyone, my name is Kurt and you're watching another episode of Eat Sleep Drive. This time we have the 2022 Acura RDX. It's been refreshed for this year, so it's not all new. They've made some tweaks. And you know, at first glance, if you look at the spec sheet, it might seem like kind of a tough sell. Not because this is a bad vehicle, it's actually really nice, but for this year, they didn't change any of the numbers. You know, a lot of times manufacturers will update numbers to try and generate more sales. So they will increase the horsepower or get better fuel economy or something like that. But this car, they've really focused on refining it, making it quieter, making it have lower NVH. So it's really for someone who values that premium experience, to use a term that's super overused these days. But we'll get into all the specifics of what they changed. But what we're gonna do is take a look outside, inside. I'm gonna show you some of the features, and then we're gonna take it for a drive and see what it's like on the road. And don't forget, we're also gonna cram a bike in the back of this thing because that's apparently what I do in all my videos now. Starting with the exterior, I think that's probably one of this car's strongest points. I mean, I think this is a really good looking compact SUV, especially in this blue color. The color is called Apex Blue Pearl, and you know, that's one of the things that Acura does super well is paint quality. The paint quality in this vehicle is amazing. It's super well done. They changed some of the front of the car, the grille, the front bumper, and it does look different if you compare it side by side compared to the last one, but it doesn't look all that different, and I don't think the last one looked bad either way. So this one looks good as well. They widen the grille a little bit to try and give it a little more of a presence to it. This emblem is massive, by the way. This car has the Aspec Advanced package. Now, Aspec is the basically cosmetic package that you get with this car. So you could get that in a couple different variants. And then the Advanced package kind of builds on the technology package. I know this is super confusing, but it comes with things like adaptive dampers, and you get some more creature comforts inside. There are a variety of wheel options given the packages, but this one specifically has the 20-inch gunmetal jobbies that look really good on this blue color. Coming around to the back, it all looks very familiar. Dual exhaust back here, and it's worth noting that the technology package and above get the front and rear parking sensors, so that's worth noting. Additionally, with the Aspec package, you get this rear diffuser, which makes it look a little sportier. You have a power lift gate in the rear, which makes a super annoying noise when you open it, but at least it lets you know that you're opening it. Back here, you have some storage under the floor, and then some side pockets as well. And being that this is one of the bigger, compact, premium SUVs, you do get a pretty good amount of space, which I'm about to showcase by throwing a bike in the back of here. First, we need to put the seats down, which is easily done. If you enjoy the bike test I do on these vehicles, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. With those seats folded pretty much flat, I'm gonna go in with the back tire first. And voila, couldn't be any easier. Plenty of space in the back of this thing for, as you can see, a bike or all of your shopping goods just in time for Christmas. Hopping inside the RDX, and even before setting off, just with that door close, you can already see what this car is all about. That door closed with a nice solid clunk, very reminiscent of premium German vehicles, and that's really what they've tried to do with the RDX. There's more sound deadening, acoustic laminated glass. So we'll talk more about that on the drive as far as what the road noise is like, but just the build quality in here, and once again, the refinement with the door closes and the more sound deadening is really what you're paying more for, especially with the advanced package, because there's more sound deadening in the advanced package than the technology package and the base package. It just kind of like goes up as you go up the range in models. But a very similar design language in here to all the other Acura vehicles, which is no surprise with this center stack alien sort of looking thing. It looks like an alien to me for some reason. The technology package and above gets this very nice Milano leather, and it has suede inserts. A bunch of different audio system options. The ELS Studio 3D is what's in here, and it sounds amazing. Acura, like their paint, does a fantastic job with audio. They really make that a point of emphasis, and this is one of the better audio systems, especially for around $50,000. Some notes about the rest of the interior. The gauge cluster is traditional. It's not digital like a lot of cars are going to. And the infotainment system is something that I take issue with. It's not touchscreen, which not everything has to be touchscreen to me. And there are plenty of physical controls, which I appreciate, for climate control and starting and stopping your heated seats or cooled seats. But the way to interface with changing channels and navigating around with the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is standard on the RDX, you have to interact with this touchpad here. But this touchpad is sort of like relative to where you are in the screen, and it's clunky to use. They're trying to make it safer, but I think in an effort to try and make it safer, they've actually made it less safe. I'm sure Honda/Acura has done studies on this, but to me, it's just a clunky system. Maybe you get used to it, but I don't love this trackpad system. Another nice part about being one of the bigger vehicles in the compact luxury SUV segment is that the rear seat room is fantastic, great leg room, even headroom for me at 6'1". A lot of these SUVs, to make a more sleek look, are sloping back the rear roof of the vehicles, and that's really compromising headroom for larger individuals, but I fit in this vehicle great. Let's take the RDX for a drive. Acceleration, pretty good. So what keeps this car simple, at least all the different models that they offer, is that they all offer only one engine option, a 2-liter turbocharged engine, making about 272 horsepower. And you know what? It motivates the car adequately. I think some of the other competitors in this segment have a 6-cylinder option, which obviously, if you want the most speed or most outright performance, is something that you're going to want to go with maybe. But as far as this 4-cylinder goes, it's really good. 21 miles to the gallon city, 26 highway, which is okay. But it motivates the car really well, and it's paired to this 10-speed transmission, which I think matches the characteristic of the car for the most part. It's not the quickest shifting transmission. It's a traditional torque-converted automatic, meaning that the shifts are, comfortable. They're not super snappy, but they're great around town. There's no jerkiness to it. So I think it's a perfect match to this engine. It does hunt around a little bit. I mean, anytime you put 10 gears in a vehicle, it will be shifting gears a lot, but it's mostly unnoticeable. So I would say overall, that's not a big deal. Now, as we go up the Pacific Coast Highway, this is really probably what most people are going to use this car for, just a commute, highway runs, hauling your kids around. I don't think anyone's going to be tearing it up in the canyons with this vehicle. So that's why I didn't take it to the canyons with you guys today. But while we're on the PCH, I think we could talk about sort of the refinement level, which is what they've really tried to amp up with this car. So they have more sound deadening. They have acoustic laminated glass, which means that there's less wind noise. Virtually no wind noise, and I'm right along the ocean here. There's always a breeze coming off. I'm driving straight into the breeze itself, so there should be more wind noise, and there's really low road noise. So they've done a really good job of just reducing that noise level inside the cabin, especially when you're at speed. I mean, we're going about 55 miles an hour right now, and it's very quiet. If I had a passenger, which I guess my passenger is you guys, I could whisper to you guys, and it's not a big deal. You guys can hear me. So that's like really what they're trying to sell you with this car. And furthermore, I think the advanced package specifically, it has the adaptive dampers, and they work wonderfully well in this vehicle. So you have multiple settings: comfort, you have sport, you have normal. So you can soften them up, you can firm them up, and just kind of tailor them to your need. I think most people are going to leave them in the comfort setting. I don't know why this van is going so slow. We will go around him, but fortunately we have plenty of passing power with the 2-liter turbo. And that was basically all for naught because there's more traffic. It's LA. But going back to the suspension, it's a really good suspension, and it's one of the things that if you have the money, it would be why I would want to spring for the Advanced pack. We'll talk a little bit more about the packages at the end of this video, but that's really one of the things that I think is going to put people in that higher trim package. It feels really good. And you know, the suspension along with the handling of the car work really well, because this car has SH all-wheel drive, and the SH all-wheel drive can send up to 70% of the power to the rear wheels, which doesn't necessarily make it feel rear-wheel drive, but it does allow you to kind of rotate the car a little bit more when you do start to hustle it on a back road. And once again, I'm not sure that many people are going to do that in this car, but it's nice to know that it is capable and it does handle really well. This gentleman wants to die. He just biked directly into the highway. Anyway, so yeah, the SH all-wheel drive, I mean, it's in a lot of their vehicles. It was in their TLX that I just drove, and it feels very similar in the way it rotates the car. So definitely a nice feature. As far as another reason that I think people will want to look at the Acura products, it's because it comes standard with a lot of these safety features that you would traditionally have to pay extra for with other manufacturers. So it has blind spot monitoring as standard. It has rear cross traffic monitoring as standard. It has adaptive cruise control and all those things. Now, if you want the low speed braking assist where it will automatically brake for you, you have to step up to the technology package. But most of the stuff is just base built in, and you know, that's a traditional Acura formula, meaning that that's what's so appealing. It's standard with a lot of stuff. You don't have to option it with a whole bunch of features and make it ultra expensive. So that's one of the selling points that I think is a big deal, in my opinion. So overall, it's just like, it's a nice, comfortable, really good looking vehicle, and I think that's one of the reasons that you buy this, is that it's probably the best looking to my eyes in the segment. You buy it because it's good looking. You buy it because it's pretty good value. You buy it if you value sort of a premium experience. I talked about the door closing really nicely, nice thunk. The 3D audio system sounds amazing, and it's an Acura or Honda product, so it's probably going to be pretty reliable for you. So I think those are the type of people that would be interested in this car. And while they haven't drastically revised it, I think the changes that they've made for refinement, for the features, you get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is really nice. Once you go wireless, it's really hard to go back. So I think that's really what this car is all about, and there's a reason that they've sold over 500,000 of these things. It's a nice overall package, and I think it works well for most people's needs. So that's really what it boils down to. What do you guys think of the RDX? They make this like special edition hand-built one, which is the most expensive one. I think it's around $54,000 if you really want that experience, but they only have like 200 of those examples. But they're all built in Ohio, which I think is really cool too. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. EatSleepDrive TV on Instagram. And of course, you can look forward to seeing me cram more bikes into more cars. So hit that subscribe button if you enjoy that kind of stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I mean, I think this is a really good looking compact SUV, especially in this blue color. I forget the name of the color. Is it Plasma Blue? Apex Blue Pearl. Not even close. The color is called Apex Blue Pearl, and